This is Tony Gonzalez from Made in Metal, and today we are going to talk to Doug Sampson, and we are here because Airforce is released a new recording called Out of Madness. Doug, how are you?
Oh, very well, thank you. Yeah, doing good.
Perfect. Acts of Madness contains brand new tracks or is like a best of?
No, it's brand new tracks. We've got some tracks on there that we've been playing live for some time that we never actually managed to get down and record with Lino. So there's a couple of older tracks that we do live, and a majority of them are new tracks that we've written for the album.
I remember I have read that you met Pitman and Tony Harum when they were part of a band called EL34. Maybe
yes, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. It's back in the 80s. That was yes. Yeah.
And how this band becomes Airforce?
I'd met Chop through Steve Harris a couple of years previous, and so when I was out of when I left Maiden and I was out not doing much for a couple of years, I bumped into Chop, and he said to me, like, would you be interested in doing a bit of recording with us? So I'd done some couple of tracks with Chop, and we took it round to Steve's, and he had a listen, and he said, yeah, I think you've got something here. He said, I think you need to get a different singer and go from there. So me and Chop, Tony Hatton decided that we'd change the band from EL34, and we created Airforce. We got my brother in, Sam Sampson, on vocals, and we done 3 tracks, and yeah, it went down really well. They actually took the tracks not so long ago, a couple of years back, and put them on an album called The Origins of Iron, which was done by Erwin Lucas, and that was all the members of Iron Maiden, previous members, and their projects put the tracks onto an album, and they put our one on there. I think it was War Games, and it went down really well. We found it was so many people were interested in it that's when we actually decided to get Airforce back together again, and so that's how it started. 2017, I think it was.
Now that you mentioned Origin of Irons, that it was in 2015, yes, I read that at the beginning you didn't want to go and play. Why did you have this negative feeling, and how was the experience with Origin of Iron?
When we finished with the Airforce originally, we all went off and done family things and work projects and all that. So we did have a long break. But when Origins and Iron came out, we was all ready to start the band again. You know, we were all keen to get it going again. So no, it was just it was a break that we had for that amount of time. It was just like doing family things, and Tony had his family and work commitments and things like that. But we all kept a hand in. We were all doing side projects and one thing and another until we decided to get Airforce back together again.
In 2015, you were invited to be a guest at the Legacy Project Charity Funds, and I read that you brought down your Smiler drum kit, and he also used in Iron Maiden and was swamped for autograph and photos. Do you know?
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is this drum
That's
kit?
right.
Yes.
Yeah, that was the Plough and Harrow in Leytonstone. Yes, I was requested to take my drums down there, so people could have photographs done with it, and I was there all day advising people what what gigs I've done with the kit. Yeah, and I've still got that kit now. Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't realise that was 2015. Yeah. Yeah.
And going back to the new recording, all the band, I was checking the credits, and I have seen that all the bands are credited in lyrics and music.
Yes.
Yes. And this is because all the musicians works in lyrics and music, or was an special agreement that you have as a band?
Yeah, we have a special agreement. We work everything. We work as a band. There's no one particular person that does the whole thing. So we all participate. That's why we all give we all credit each other for the what would you say, for the outcome of the album. We all take credit for it. Yeah.
Yes. There is a song that the band has been playing for a long time. That is a Sniper. So
yeah. No, I think it's just it's all Lino singing that on the new album. Yeah. We did have Paul Di'Anno sing on the last album, and yes, I'm pretty sure that on this album it's just Lino, but you'll have to check that. I'm really not 100% sure, because I haven't got any credits, and some of these were recorded some time ago. So yeah, you'd have to check that.
I have seen that in this recording, Dillian Arnaldo is credited as a songwriter in some songs.
Yeah, one song. Yeah.
Well, yes, he was one of the singer. But do you take this song from the era when Dillian was the singer?
Yes. Dillian wrote the lyrics to that, and we used to play that with when he was in the band, Dillian Arnaldo. And we like the song so much, and our singer really enjoys singing that. So we put that down in the recording, and we give credit to Dillian for that song.
Now is Flavio Lino the singer in the band?
Yeah.
Yes. And I would like to ask you, what did you find in a singer like Flavio Lino? And the other, is right that he is a police officer?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. He works for the Portuguese police. Yes, he's quite high up in it, actually. Yes. So we was doing a record. We were doing a radio show in Poland, and we didn't have a singer at the time. The singer we was using couldn't make it, so Chop went down to see a band down the Carton Horses, the famous pub where Iron Maiden started, and he saw a band there, and Lino was singing for him. So Chop went up to Lino and said that, explain the situation. We're going to Poland. We've got to do a live radio show. Would he be interested? And he said yes, he would. So we sent him all the tapes, all the recordings. He learned all the songs. He came over to England, and we'd done one rehearsal, got on a plane, went over to Poland and recorded the whole radio show. And it was so good that we actually released it as a live album. So after we'd done that, we asked him if he'd be interested to join the band, even though he lives in Portugal, and he said yes. And so that's how he ended up being the singer of Airforce.
In the past, or maybe during your own career, the band was more involved in lyrics inspired on military themes. But in this recording, there is a song that catch my attention, that is Curse Moon. So where did you take the inspiration, taking into account there is a lot of films, serials, and graphic materials about werewolves?
Yeah, it was a bit different. I think that was mainly Lino's sort of contribution to that one, with the lyrics and that. yeah, it's a bit sort of like the werewolf situation where he turns into a werewolf and in different parts of yeah, that's basically it. It's just the behind the thoughts of it, of the life as a werewolf, really. But it's yeah, it's a good song. Yeah, do you like that one?
Yes, I like it.
Yeah.
And another song that I enjoy is Heroes, because
Yes.
you know that you play the music and the audience feel something different sometimes. In the case of Heroes, the entry sounds to me like Children of the Grave, the
Yeah.
Black Sabbath song, no?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the song is about the young men coming in boxes, the young
Yeah.
soldiers who die in battles, and
Yeah.
nobody remember apart from their families. So tell me about this song, please.
Well, it was many years ago. It was before I joined Airforce again. Chop, we had another band, had a like another band, and he wrote this song, and he recorded it, a rough version of it, and he sent it to me, and I listened to it, and I thought, this is probably one of the best songs I've heard all year. This is a brilliant song. So it's been there for a while, even before we got Airforce back together again. And so when I went, we decided to get Airforce together. We went down the rehearsal rooms, and I said to Job, let's play Heroes. That was the first song that I wanted to play when we got the band back together. And as you've just said, it's got so many poignant meanings and feelings about that song, going off to war and coming back in boxes and stuff like that. It's yeah, it's quite an in-depth song, I think. Yeah,
It's quite graphic. I don't know if you know, is there a song from the first Asia recording, John Wetton singing? The song is Wildest Dream. Do you know?
No.
While in Wildest Dream, they sing that the soldiers die and the generals put the medals.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is part of the story because I was born in Cuba when the military service was compulsory.
Oh yes, yeah.
Yes, and I imagine the young guys going to fight in a war that nobody are really interested in what.
That's right. Yeah.
Yes, this is the reason
Yeah.
why this song catch my attention, and I understood that you are really, or the writers were really involved in this kind of situation. We're really concerning about this.
Yes. I mean, we're not. None of us are, apart from Lino. I'm not sure what his past has been, but none of us has been in conscription, you know, for the army or anything like that. But I think Chop told me that he was watching a newsreel on the telly, and he saw all this, and it gave him inspiration to write this song after seeing young kids going out and coming back in boxes. I think that's what inspired him. Just a clip off our news. I don't know what war it was or anything, but it did affect him in the fact that he thought, you know, it's nothing to do with us, and they're coming back dead, sort of thing, you know. So yeah, but as I say, none of us have been in the services apart from Lino, I think, because he's in the military police. So I don't know much about his history, but us three, we've never been in the forces, you know. But we just got a great deal of sympathy for them, and you know, we've always supported them ever since we got the band together.
Airforce has a strong Iron Maiden flavor. Taking into account Flavio Lino comes from an Iron Maiden tribute band, or he was in an Iron Maiden tribute band. Yeah. I imagine that it was done on purpose. Am I right?
He was in a Iron Maiden tribute band, and people say he sings very much like Bruce Dickinson, but he doesn't even have to try. That is his natural voice. He's not like trying to be anything else. That's his normal voice.
The first time you and Steve Harris are in a band was with Smiler.
That's right, yeah.
Yes. What happened with the Smiler? Why the band didn't continue?
Well, it was doing quite well, but the singer we had at that time, he decided, Dennis Wilcox decided to leave. It was like they weren't very easy to come by at the time of singers, and so when he left to go and do something else, it meant us going back in the studio and spending another 3 or 4 months rehearsing, trying to find another singer. I wasn't really up to going back into the studio to go through all that again. And Steve at that time said he didn't really want to continue with Smiler. Smiler was a good band. There was no two ways about it. It was a good band, but Steve had his idea. He wanted to start his own project off. So I went my way and Steve went off, which eventually he at the Christmas, he formed Iron Maiden. He asked me if I wanted to go in with him. I said, no, I'm going to have a rest from the studios and music scene for a little while. So that's where we went. We went our separate ways at that point. But that's what happened with Smiler. Yeah.
You were the drummer on the Soundhouse tapes from Iron Maiden. Yes. Did you left the band before they signed for EMI or EMI?
Yeah, I was with them. I actually signed with EMI. That happened in November, I think it was. But I decided to come out of it about December time because the touring schedule was getting sort of heavier and heavier, and I wasn't sure if my health would stand up to it. So I said to Steve in November, I said, I'm not really sure I'm going to be able to continue with this. And he said, well, stay on till Christmas and we'll see how it goes from there. Well, come Christmas, we've done some touring and I was like completely like worn out. I had a virus and I couldn't seem to shake it off. It was like a flu virus. I couldn't seem to shake it off. And so I at that point, I'd already signed with EMI, but I decided that it wasn't really, it was the time to go. And that's when I came out just before Christmas on 79. And then that's when Clive took over from then on. Yeah.
Yes. And Doug, a personal question. After the years, did you regret this decision?
Not well. I mean, nobody would leave Iron Maiden without regrets, but it was the right thing to do, and what happened for a reason, and it was, and it shouldn't have happened any other way. It was right the way it happened. Clive took over, and he took the band to another level, and then Nico took over and took it up to another level. So it all worked as it should have done. No, I can't say I've got any regrets. I am immensely proud of my my sort of input to the band of the early time. But no, I can't say I really have any real major regrets, because I know how I felt at that particular time, and no one knew that this band was going to be that big. I mean, it was just, we had a record deal and no one knew that this was going to be one of the biggest bands in the world at that point. I mean, I can remember Rod saying to me, we don't know how far this is going to go. It could all finish next year. Who knows? It was just that kind of thing. It was like a gamble.
I imagine that the relationship between you, Dave Murray, Steve Harris still continues. Do you continue being friends?
Yeah, we're still mates. I mean, we was on tour with, I was on tour with British Lion. We'd done 4 tours with British Lion, Steve's band. I've met Dave a couple of times. We don't see much of Dave because he's living on the other side. He lives in Hawaii, so I don't really get to see him very often. But yeah, we're all the same. We're all sort of all old mates. Unfortunately, Paul's left us now, so we was on tour with him. We went to Colombia in the middle of last year, done a couple of gigs, and in Bogota and where else was there? Medellin, Colombia. We had some great gigs there with Paul. It was just such a tragedy that he went, sort of thing, you know.
How was the scene, the musical scene in London at that time, 1978, 1980?
Oh, it was fantastic. You could go see a band 3 or 4 times a week, different places. The new wave of British heavy metal was kicking off. There was so many bands, and it was a great time to be in the scene. You know, it really was. There were so many good bands coming up. Some of them are still with us. You know, Praying Mantis and like Saxon, and yeah, there was so many of them about, and there were some of us stayed the test of time. You know. But no, it was a good time. It was a good time to be around. Yeah.
Yes. I check for this interview, the recording that you have from Iron Maiden, BBC Radio 1, Friday Road Shop,
Yeah.
1979. I check and Running Free, Steve Harris and you match perfectly the song. And I would like that you tell me about, if you remember about that day. For example, did you bring your own equipment? It was a rehearsal or was just coming, play, a recording, and bye? How was
yeah. That recording, it was really good. We come back from a mini tour, and we just drove up to the BBC studios. Got out that was all my gear, all set up, and I think we went through the songs once, maybe a warm up, and then went through the whole lot once. And it was a really good session. I've still got them recordings on CD. Yeah, they're really good. I actually prefer them to the Soundhouse tapes, but yeah, I really enjoyed that. Yeah, as far as I remember, we put all our gear into a big studio. That was a sort of a studio that was used for like big orchestras, that kind of thing. And I think that we had all our gear set up in a like a circle, and that's how we just played live. It wasn't like separating anything. We just played live, and that's how they recorded it. It wasn't done like an album.
Yes. In all these years, Doug, have you changed your drum? I don't say that if you change the cymbal one for another. No, did you change how did you set the drum on the stage, or to make it easier, or to play a different style? How is your basic drum kit?
What is my basic kit? Yeah, it's just a very standard 5 drum kit, really. It's got the bass drum, 2 top toms, floor tom, and 4 or 5 cymbals. And I've really kept to that for a while. I mean, when I was with Airforce previously, I had a double drum, the bass drum kit, a big Yamaha kit, which was good, but it was very restricting to get around, because we had a big lorry them days. But now, a lot of the time, I use kits that are at the venue. We always use the kit that's already there, which is normally the standard kit like I use now. So yeah, that's basically what I use, a standard 5 drum kit. And as I say, I used to use a bigger one, but I've gone back to the standard kit now, and that's what I use all the time. I have got my own kit, which is a similar layout to the Heyman, which I had on the Soundhouse tapes, but that's getting a little bit old and stale now, that old kit. But as I say, I still got it. Yeah.
So you also appears in the Maiden's early years DVD. How did you feel about that?
Well, I got a phone call from a chap telling me, like, and I thought it was a wind up. I thought they were saying, "Oh, you know." I said, "You sure?" They said, "Yeah," because at the time I was about to go on holiday, and I said, "They said, well, if you can come down to," I think it was and do a film for us. And I said, yeah, sure, yeah. So I went down to the Sanctuary. I think it's in Knightsbridge. I'm not sure. Hammersmith, someone else, probably Hammersmith, their main offices, and that's when I done the recording for it. Yeah, it was a bit of a shock, but yeah, because Steve never warned me about it. I just got a chap ring me up and asked me to do it. So no, it was good. Yeah.
So the last song in this recording, the last track, is a Strange World, written by Steve Harris.
Yeah.
And in this song, Dave Sullivan, who was a former Iron Maiden guitar player, plays.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
tell me, why did you decide to have a cover to finish the recording?
Oh, well, we had thought about it for some time, doing a cover like Strange World. We didn't want to make it exactly like the original version. We wanted our own spin on it. And it seemed to come in great that we recorded it and having it on the album. Then, what with Paul's passing, it just made it like a nice gesture, a nice tribute sort of thing. And it was mentioned early on. I don't know if Steve mentioned it, or I don't know where the idea came from, but someone said, "Oh, why don't we try and get the original guitarist from the original song to come and do a little bit of guitaring on it?" And that's why we got Dave Sullivan on there. But as I say, it's not like a copy of the old one, because you cannot copy that. That is iconic. It's brilliant. So we just done our own spin on it. So yeah.
Yes. So yes, I had checked the song, and it's really different. But now, when you play live, when you go on tour, did you play some Iron Maiden songs?
No, we don't do Iron Maiden songs. The main reason being, I mean, they've got 3 guitarists and we've got 1, and it wouldn't do him justice for us to start doing Iron Maiden songs. I mean, we realise that there's so many good tribute bands out there. We've decided to leave that to the people that dedicate their lives to doing Iron Maiden songs. So we don't do it. We don't really do any covers. Particularly, I don't remember us doing any covers now. I think we do most of our own songs. But no, that's the reason really, because we've only got the one lead guitarist, because we're only a 4-piece.
And do you have plans for touring this year, 2025?
Yeah, I mean, we're still placing them together. Our managers looking at a couple of tours later on in the year, so we haven't got any dates finalised, but I think it's going to be quite a busy last few months of this year. I think we've got a good few tours in the pipeline. We have to work it out with Lino, being as he's getting his leave from the police, so it all has to be worked out. But yes, there will be more, hopefully, some European tours later on this year. Definitely.
Taking account the peculiar job that Flavio Lino has, how did you match the situation?
How do we match with it?
How did you solve the situation with Flavio?
Yeah, well, we kind of decided that we wanted him in the band, and he decided he wanted to be in. So we all made the decision that we'd all work together to make this possible. So if we didn't actually play every week, it wouldn't be a problem, because we knew that when we do a tour or a gig, it's the Airforce that we want, and it's not like we could get a chap in who could do every day that we wanted to play. It wouldn't be the Airforce that we really have striven for all these years. So that's why we work together the way we do.
Perfect. Were you thinking of having 2 singers like it was in the past?
Not really, because we really just want to have to be known with Lino. We didn't really want to. I mean, there'd be plenty of people that would step in and do other stuff. It's not a problem, but we didn't really want to go down that road. Lino's on their albums, and it's something that we didn't really want to go down to have someone to just step in. So that's why we kept with Lino.
And my last question, Doug, now in this moment, when you go out in the street, are you famous? The people recognize you? Can you go to the supermarket or not? Tell me, how is your life apart from the band?
That's a strange, yeah, strange. Yeah, it's quite a good question, actually. No, I am not recognised in the street. It all depends. If I was to go to a place like a heavy metal place, or like like Carton Horses or a gig, I'm recognised straight away. But as far as like going down to the supermarket, no. There might be a few people that might that's into the scene might recognise me, but I'm not like Robbie Williams or something like that. No one's gonna actually remember me, like not recognise me from just going to the shops, which is nice.
So perfect, Doug. Those were my questions. I appreciate your time. To me, it's a pleasure talking to you because
And you.
Yes, I was an Iron Maiden fan since the very beginning, and now that I discovered Airforce, because even when I have listened about the band, now this recording, I think that this recording will be a good moment to continue with the story of Airforce.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's good.
So you're welcome. Thank you for your time. I hope to see you once in time. There is a festival here in Spain called Leyendas del Rock Legends.
Right.
Yes, and maybe in some moment they will be interested in talk to the band. Yes, or you contact them, because there are classical bands, and I think that Airforce perfectly match in this festival.
Oh, that's brilliant. Lovely. Yeah, I'll look into that. Yeah. Great.
Yes. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.